King of the Jews.
Jesus answered him,
Do you say this of yourself, or have others told you of me?
Pilate answered him,
Am I a Jew? Your own people and the chief priests have delivered you to me. What have you done?
Jesus answered him,
My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, my servant would fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews. But now my kingdom is not here.
Then Pilate said to him,
Are you a king then?
Jesus answered him,
It is you who say, I am a king. For this I was born and came into the world, that I should bear witness to the truth. Whoever is of the truth hears my voice.
Then Pilate said to him,
What is truth?
And when Pilate had asked this, he again went out to the mob and said to them,
I find no fault in him. You have a custom that I release one to you at Passover. Do you now wish that I release to you the King of the Jews?
Then they all cried out together, and they said,
Not this madness, give us more.
Then Pilate took Jesus and had him scourged, and then the soldiers wove a crown of thorns and placed it on his head, and dressed him in a purple robe, and said to him,
Then they struck him with their hands. Then Pilate went out again and said to them,
Behold, I bring him out to you, that you may know that I find no fault in him.
Then Jesus came out, wearing the crown of thorns and the purple robe, and Pilate said to them,
Behold, behold the man.
When the chief priests and the angry mob saw him, they cried out, saying,
Pilate said to them, Take him yourselves and crucify him, for I can find no fault in him.
The Jews answered him, Jesus gave him no answer. Then Pilate said to him,
Do you not speak to me? Know you not that I have the power to crucify you and the power to set you free?
Jesus answered him, You would have no power at all, unless it were given you from above. Therefore, the one who handed me over to you, he has the greater sin.
From that moment on, Pilate sought to free him. But the mob cried out, saying,
If you never stand, go, you are not Caesar's friend.
It was the day of preparation for the Passover, and about the 6th hour, Pilate said to the mob,
Behold, here is your king.
But they cried out,
Away with him, crucify, crucify, crucify him. Away with him, crucify, 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 crucify him. Crucify him, crucify, crucify, crucify him.
Then Pilate said to them,
Shall I crucify your king?
and the chief priests answered him,
We have no king but Caesar. No king but Caesar.
Then he delivered Jesus, that he might be crucified.
Then they took Jesus and led him away, and he carried his own cross and went out of the city to a place called the Skull, which in Hebrew is called Golgotha.
They crucified him, and with him 2 others
And Pilate wrote a title and put it on the cross, and on it was written, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews. The title was read by many Jews, for the place where Jesus was crucified was near the city, and it was written in Hebrew, in Greek, and in Latin.
Then the chief priests of the Jews said to Pilate, Do not write on the King of the Jews, King of the Jews. Do not write on the King of the Jews.
What I have written, I have written.
And then the soldiers, when they had crucified Jesus, took his garments and made 4 parts, one for each of the soldiers, then also his cloak. The cloak was without seams, woven from the top throughout. The soldiers said to one another, Let us not This was done that the scriptures might be fulfilled, in which it was spoken.
They divided my garments among them, and for my cloak they have cast lots.
The soldiers did these things.
By the cross of Jesus there stood his mother, and his mother's sister, Mary the wife of Cleophas, and Mary Magdalene.
When Jesus saw his mother standing with a disciple whom he loved, he said to his mother,
Woman, behold, this is your son.
Then he said to his disciple,
Behold, This is your mother.
And from that hour the disciple cared for her.
Then Jesus, knowing that all was accomplished, that the scriptures might be fulfilled,